Hey guys, I know I'm late, but this is the 36-week pregnancy update. I've had a fair bit going on this week that sort of set me back in terms of getting anything done, even just down to being a bit lethargic. But it was also our anniversary on Sunday. Yeah, yesterday, so today's Monday, so yeah. Mine and Terry's 11-year anniversary, not for being married, but for dating. We celebrate both because we can. And what else? I said I would explain what had happened that sort of set me back, but I can't even remember what it was now. Don't know. Anyway, so today I'm 36 weeks and 5 days, but I'll go over everything up till now, and I'm not sure what we'll do this week, whether I'll leave it late or what. I guess so. I have another midwife appointment on Wednesday, which is when I'll be 37 weeks. So I guess we'll just see how that goes. Sorry, I'm out of breath. It is so hard for me right now to breathe. So we may as well start with symptoms. That's one of them. Even though Bub has dropped, I'm still having a hard time breathing. You can't see it right now. I've even got my legs separated and my stomach between my legs to take some pressure off, and I'm still out of breath. So yeah. Other symptoms I've had: heartburn. Not as bad as I had with Noah, and still haven't pinpointed food. I'm gonna assume chocolate's partly to blame. I've been craving sweet stuff again, so it could very easily be chocolate. But in the middle of the night, say probably from 2 o'clock onwards, the other night or morning, I was getting heartburn, so I just woke up with it. It was horrible, and so I don't like taking anything most of the time anyway, like at all. So Panadol's nothing. I try not to take anything really, and certainly not while I'm pregnant, just because I'm a weirdo like that. But so I got the heartburn. So basically, all I did was prop myself up with some pillows and try and go back to sleep. It would work. I'd go back to sleep. So I think I had it probably 3 or 4 times that morning, and a little bit through the rest of the week. But otherwise, it's not too bad. It's not unbearable. But that's one. Oh my gosh, the peeing, like as if I thought I couldn't pee anymore. Peeing constantly, non-stop. So even Noah's sort of sleeping through, maybe waking like once a night now, generally, unless something's wrong. But I'm still getting up multiple times a night to pee, and it's gotten to the point where it hurts. And so even if I wanted to roll over or anything, I have to get up and pee. It's incredible. I think I mentioned this over the last couple of weeks, I'm not too sure, but it's happened again. So when I'm wiping, some of my plugs coming, that's been happening for a couple of weeks, and it's not chunks of the plug. So I'm not too concerned, but I've never had that before with the other kids either. So headaches, that's been really frustrating, especially because, as I said, I try not to take anything. And yes, I know I can, I choose not to. But yes, I've been getting headaches, which they're not constant. They're just annoying more than anything. They're not unbearable, and sometimes they'll come multiple times a day and sometimes not. So it's hard to gauge if there's any sort of pattern to them or anything. But another thing that's sort of coupled with that is I've started finding that my body will feel cool, because obviously we're in winter. So my body will feel cool, so I'll want to rug up. And then my head and my ears, and sometimes down to my neck, starts feeling super, super warm, sometimes hot. And it gets to the point where it's unbearable. I just feel like pressure in my head. It's just super uncomfortable. If I'm driving and it happens, I either have to crack the window and have the cold air blowing on my face, or turn the aircon on, depending on, obviously, because usually when I'm in the car I've got passengers, so I'm driving, and they want to be warm. So it just depends, but otherwise I put the aircon on straight at my face or what have you. So yeah, so it's really weird. Even in bed, it's the same thing again. So blanket up here, but then my face will be like hot, so I've got the fan going and stuff like that. So that's pretty uncomfortable. That's quite irritating. My boobs are super sore, and my nipples are quite sensitive. They're not like the best thing I can compare to in terms of sore boobs is when I was early days pregnant with Eden. I was using anything I had in the refrigerator at the time. Cheese slices wrapped up. I just keep putting them in the fridge, let them cool down, pop them in, and swap them out. Or whatever else I had, cabbage leaves and stuff at the time, but they try not to recommend that these days in case it dries your milk supply. But yeah, so they were hot. So it's not, I don't even know. This is more just, how would you explain it? I don't know. They're sore, like if you've had a baby already, when, not so much when your milk comes in, but I guess when you're feeling full and you need to have a feed, give a feed. That's probably how it feels, sore, like full of milk. And my nipples are sensitive, which I don't really get a lot of, unless obviously I've had a baby or, whatever, and I'm feeding and they're sore sensitive. But yeah, so that's a bit odd for me that it's happening at so close to the end, but that's happening. But I am finding, so because I've already got a freezer stash of colostrum, I've sort of backed off on expressing unless that happens, I guess. But I did it yesterday and I filled 2 3 ml syringes and there was still more there. So from just doing it the once. And yeah, so maybe it's just that there's a fair bit of colostrum storing up in there now. I don't know. My hips are sore. Okay, so early days in pregnancy, I was getting like pain in both my hips when I'd walk. They'd be sore, and I sort of had to take it easy. Basically, my doctor told me that he thought it was to do with being overweight before I started getting pregnant, and then the pressure of having a baby. And throughout the pregnancy, it's gone. I haven't had a problem, but oh, I'm sorry, this is so hard when I'm so out of breath. Yeah, but basically that's come back. So even to the point I sat down today and both my hips went like they cracked. And yeah, I'm getting that pain to walk a little bit again. And I have noticed just the last couple of days, it was last night and I can't recall the time when it was the day before, so that's not much help to say whether or not it's a nighttime thing or not, but basically my hips down to most of the way to my knees just felt really fatigued, so they felt like I just could not be bothered standing. I don't know if that's a thing, but they just sort of felt like you ever get just so tired that you just could not be bothered, and they feel sort of muscular sore, that sort of thing. I don't really know, but yeah, so it's a little bit sore, a little bit just couldn't be bothered standing. That's how it feels, but in my legs, not like a mental exhaustion or anything. It's like my legs feel exhausted. So I've got that going on. The last, I won't say a few days, but a bit over this week, I've been tired and unmotivated. So I did work a couple of hours every day, bar Sunday this week. So I guess it could be from that, and it could be because I'm heavily pregnant, or a mixture of both. So I've been pretty tired and sleeping with the kids for their nap. And unmotivated, so I sat there, even to the point I wrote out a massive to-do list. I'm a huge fan of lists. I wrote out a massive to-do list and I went, you know what, I wrote the list, I'm going to bed, I'm done. I also had to take some time to myself after we all woke up from our naps the other day. I just needed a break. I was just mentally exhausted, and I just locked myself in the bathroom, ran a hot bath, and just chilled out in the bath for, I reckon, 2 hours or something. Terry made dinner, looked after the kids and stuff, and I was in a foul mood. I was just tired. I had mentally just given up. It was absolutely crap. So I don't know if that's all just sort of coming to a head because I've been keeping myself so busy, and because I've been trying to do so much work and stuff, that it's all just gotten on top of me, and I'm just like, I'm done. But that's how it was last week. So I'm feeling a bit better this week. I'm trying to, a lot of mums that do blogs and stuff like that, I've noticed, talk about getting up before the kids. So look, to be honest, I've never spent a lot of time doing that. I've always gone, seems like such a good idea in theory. Before I had kids, I was not an early riser at all. You know, if I didn't have to work, I would gladly sleep until anywhere between 12 and 2. Not a problem at all. I've always been that way, but then stay up through the night. So trying to do that, wake up before the kids and get stuff done and try and be, ahead of the 8 ball, I guess, has not really been a thing that I've been able to achieve, I guess. So in this week especially, as I said, I've been doing more work, so I've been getting up early anyway. If I'm waiting for my mum to get here, I've gotten ready early, whatever. I've had time to get more stuff organised in that period between getting up and going out. And it is so good. It's so motivating because I find it motivating. It probably sounds weird, but something about the temperature, the fact that it's super cold, doesn't really help. But as opposed to summer, when I just feel like lethargic and just because it's so hot, definitely. But it's just like I just feel motivated by the early morning, which is so weird. But it's so cool getting things done. So Terry and I have gotten into a really bad habit where basically once the kids are in bed, everything gets left and we sit down and watch TV together. That's pretty much it. So obviously like dinner dishes and everything get left till the morning, unless I need bottles or whatever, I'll chuck on a load of dishes or something. But generally speaking, got into a terrible habit of doing that. So when I get up in the morning, it's like, oh my god, there's crap everywhere. This has been helping because I get up, whack on a load of dishes, chuck on some extra washing, vacuum at a weird hour in the morning, but my kids don't wake and it feels good, so I get it done. But it is really, really good. It sets like a whole new sort of standard for the day. It gives the day something else, you're not feeling like overwhelmed by all the crap. And on top of that, the kids aren't out here whinging and hanging off you, asking for food, making you stop every few seconds. So you sort of roll through it faster. It's so good. So basically on top of the early mornings for going to work, I've been doing that as well. Now my body clock's waking me up pretty early anyway, so I'm just sort of going with it. I mean, I could be going to the toilet or whatever and then go straight back to bed, but instead I'm going, okay, I've got half an hour to an hour before the kids would usually wake. Screw it, I'm going to stay up, I'm going to get some stuff done. So that has been really good this week, except then when I'm feeling tired in the afternoon. So I don't know, I like it. I'm kind of hoping I can sort of actually use this momentum now and maybe keep that as a thing. It's just going to mean I need to start going to bed earlier. But yes, that's pretty cool. So today I got Eden's replacement booster. Can't remember if I said anything, but we bought a booster for Eden. I think I did. We bought a booster for Eden and Terry snapped the clip. So they had to send me out a new one, and they've sent a different seat, which is fine. It looks cool too. Same brand and stuff, and all the same sort of features. That I'm looking at the box. I don't know why that doesn't help you at all, but same features and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. It arrived today, which makes me feel like a weight lifted, because now I'll actually be able to get Noah's seat ready for the new baby, and Noah can move to Eden's. It just feels like it's one less thing. I'm still waiting on my pram covers, which is kind of a bum, because I have the carrier here, which is cool. I love my carrier, it's great, but sometimes I feel like I'm not going to want to be carrying her, and the pram's good because I've got the double pram to take the two kids at once. So now I can't use the pram the way it is because the liners that originally came with it, while it was in storage, got moldy, so I've thrown them. So I could wash the pram and just use the base, I don't even know what you'd call it, but like the base of the pram without the liners and stuff like that. I could do that, but it's me and I don't want to. So the thing is, the woman who's making the pram liners ended up having to have an emergency C-section, and she's fallen behind. So I get that. I'm totally understanding of that. It's just like it's like stressful from my end, because I think I'm just potentially so close to having this baby, and I hope they arrive soon, which is all in my head. It's just, I think when you're having a baby, you just think of all these scenarios, and everything seems more difficult, harder, more stressful than it really is, in the sense that you just want everything ready and done, Even down to my housework. But I'm sitting here going, oh my gosh, this housework has to get done and I need it done before the baby gets here. And I think, what difference is it going to make? I mean, one, I'm probably going to have, I've found myself to have had more energy once the baby's here anyway, because I'm not lugging around this gut, which will make it easier. The gut won't be in the way, which will make it easier to do it. It's just more that I know that the sleep patterns suck, the feeding schedules can suck, and all that sort of stuff that I'm like, ooh. So I really don't think it'll make much difference, but in my mind, I'm like, go, 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 go. I have to get it done. Yeah, but oh well, we'll just have to see how that goes. So another thing is, Terry and I did a toy call the other day. Both my kids are asleep, so I can say that. They had a nap the other day, and we just brought in the bin. I feel terrible because I would have donated them, but Terry is a binner because he wants things done now, which is me too, but in this sense, I would have donated. He wanted to chuck. And a lot of it was just absolute crap anyway, to be honest. Crappy little toys from Macca's or stuff they'd broken but they still like to play with, which is, like little plastic food and stuff from their kitchen. It's been stood on or it's been chewed or whatever, and they still love playing with it and that. But so all that sort of crap I was happy to chuck in the bin. But there's a massive box of plastic balls, you put in like a ball pit for them, and we've been carrying them around for ages. My kids love them to play with bits and pieces. I don't even know, they don't play with them as if it were a ball pit. They just walk around and pretend they're eggs and stuff like that. But I probably would have donated them because they were fine, but they all went in the bin too. So regardless, we've done this massive toy cull, and it really needed to be done because we've got given so much stuff when we had the kids, and since, and then adding to it ourselves obviously over Christmases and birthdays and stuff, and then all that sort of thing. They've ended up with so much stuff, they really have. And as I said, a lot of it's just gone to crap because kids can't look after their stuff anyway and things like that. So I have this guilt factor about chucking things, but it had to be done, and honestly it's going to be so much easier to keep clean now. So that was I was really glad about that, and that does make me feel a little bit pressure off, So as for my midwife appointment last week, I think I went in on the Monday. I did. So so when I weighed myself on the Wednesday, which was exactly 36 weeks, so I actually went in a bit before for my midwife, before 36 weeks. But when I weighed myself, I was 72.8 kilos. I've since weighed myself and I'm like 73 point something. So basically I've gained 10 kilos, which I didn't want to do, but it's fine. It's healthy, so it's okay as long as I'm eating a lot of junk now. I just want to eat healthy and I'm not doing it. I am, but I'm eating a lot of junk on top of it. So, it's so bad. But, oh well, the weight gain's healthy, so I'm cool with that. So what have we got? Alright, so Bub's heart rate was sitting at 140. At the last one, it was 155 or something, I think. But that's still supposed to be a good heart rate. You'd think 3 babies in, I'd know, but I'm just, some of this stuff I don't really remember, I don't really concentrate on, or whatever. My blood pressure was 130/45. So that second number is the lowest I've ever seen it of my own blood pressure. The midwife said it was nice and low. I don't know. I have no idea. I had to do a round of bloods the week before, and my iron's gone from 120 up to 123. Not taking supplements or anything aside from my pregnancy multivitamin. And then I've been taking also vitamin C tablets and magnesium. Just because magnesium, because I was getting such bad cramps, and the vitamin C because I just don't like to get sick. So yeah, aside from that, I've not been taking any supplements, but my iron levels have gone up a little bit, which is good. Sorry, I'm reading. Okay. So she checked. The fundal height was about 32, I think she said. So still a little bit behind, but Bub's descent was 4/5. Some people go the opposite way, and that would be, I don't know what it would be the opposite way, I guess. 2/5? I don't know. But so anyway, so 4/5. So basically they say 5/5 would be coming into birth. So she's super low and ready to go, and the midwives basically said to us, expect to have a baby within the fortnight. That was Monday last week. Um, and I don't know, I don't feel like, right now, I don't feel like she's going to be coming like any day sort of thing. I did get like a tightening. Well, I don't know. Honestly, I can't. The only way I've been able to know I was having contractions, I couldn't feel the difference. You know, they say when you go hard. I've never felt the hardening. I've just felt the pain and judged my contractions off that. So today, it sort of felt like when the baby moves and she sticks a butt out or you know, turns her back or something, and you can feel like hard spots in your tummy. So I had that today, but it sort of spread like really wide and long. And I thought, geez, that's a bit odd. So I don't know if that was a tightening or if somehow it just was the baby's like entire back or something, and it was just bigger than I'd expected. I don't know. But anyway, so that happened today. And I forgot why I was telling you that. Doesn't matter. That happened. Oh yeah, so but aside from that, I've not really had, I've had cramping, but it's not anything regular or anything. So there's nothing telling me that it's happening in the next couple of days, you know, so, and which is good. I'm hoping for that to be the case. I did actually order new glasses today, so I was putting off ordering glasses until after I have the baby just because I'm lazy. But it looks like Noah has grabbed my glasses off the bench and sort of like maybe done one of these along the bath with my glasses, so I could not see out of them. They were completely useless, and I do not want to have to spend a couple of days in hospital with contacts, either sleeping with them in and then, you know, getting up and cleaning them or whatever. I just don't, it's so much easier to just put glasses on, you know. So I've ordered those, but they've told me it's going to take 1.5 to 2 weeks, so now I'm hoping the baby isn't going to come early because I want my glasses here on time. But you get what you're given. So in terms of that, you know, with the midwife having said that she's expecting the baby sometime in the fortnight, she's also offered me next week, when I'm 38 weeks, to start doing stretch and sweeps. Now I think I want to just play it out and see how it goes this time. I had a stretch and sweep with Noah, and at 38 weeks I think, and I had one with Eden, but I did get induced with her as well. But I do want to see how far I would go, I guess, if I don't have a stretch and sweep. So I don't think I'm going to do it this time, unless maybe around 39 weeks. I don't know, but I don't want to have an early baby if I can avoid it. Noah had a bit of jaundice, and he had like a shallow nasal tube. There's probably nothing I could do about either of those, but I guess I have like mum guilt that I ended up having the stretch and sweep, having him at 38 and 6, which is still full term. But, and then the fact that he did have the jaundice. I sort of feel like maybe if I hadn't done that, it might not have been a problem, but it's probably bull, but you know, mum guilt. So I don't want to do anything to induce labour, so I haven't been walking much or doing much physical activity around here. As I said, there's a lot of cleaning and stuff I want to get done, and I haven't been doing it because I didn't want to risk using that to set off the labour, which is what happened with Noah. I'd had the stretch and sweep, but 6 days later I was walking, that ended up triggering it, so I haven't really done that. We did take the dog for a walk yesterday afternoon. Didn't get any pains or anything, so I felt fairly comfortable with that. But we've not been, up until then, not been walking, not been having sex, to be honest, or anything really that I can think of. Again, as I said, doing any like proper physical activity and stuff that I feel might induce the labour. So I am still nursing Noah a little bit and expressing, as I said, and I am drinking the raspberry leaf tea. So maximum I have 2 a day, and they reckon for it to be like a stimulant for the labour, you'd have to be going through litres of the tea. They say that the capsules are actually better, and I haven't got the capsules because I bought the tea first thinking it would be not the best to bring on labour, but the best to get the benefits from it. So people say it can really help in labour, not necessarily just inducing labour, but actually be good to help your labour and stuff like that. So I guess that's why I'm drinking it, and I've nearly run out of the box, so I don't know if I'll go get tablets after that or what. I've never used it before prior to this, so I don't know. But anyway, so they're the only 2 things that are labour inducing that I don't really believe, to be honest, that I'm doing. So there's that. I think that's pretty much everything. I will show you my belly. I'm going to have to move the camera, so I'll do that in a sec. And also, I've had another request for a video about trying on some of my pre-pregnancy clothes. So I'm going to do that straight after this, so expect me to be wearing the exact same outfit and looking the same. But yeah, alright, so I'll show you my belly and talk soon. Bye.